So today's topic is going to be on sex offenders, in particular paedophiles. I can't get my head around it. It's literally as if the whole world loves paedophiles. You know, the criminal justice system, well, it's called that, isn't it? It's obviously, it says it in its title. It's not a citizens justice system or victims. No, it's criminals. So maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but it was on the news on Wednesday, I think it might have been, and ITV had done an investigation or released a report or something, claiming that over the last 6 years, over 1,200 sex offenders have managed to get themselves removed off the sex offenders register. And these were doing life. Like, if you're on it for life, your crime was obviously that severe that a court of law, you know, says you are a risk, you're a danger, and, you know, we're going to monitor you for the rest of your life. You're going to be limited on what you can do, where you can go, stuff like that, you know. But no, not in this country, no. Out of that 1,200, 632 were people who had committed crimes against children. And it's because in 2012, which I didn't realise, to be honest, even though I'd done law, I think I might have been doing law then. Oh, no, I hadn't. It was the year after I went back to college. Yeah, ignore me. But yeah, a law change came in 2012 that said after 15 years of being on the register, you could appeal the decision. And if you were a juvenile at the time you committed the crime, that rhymed, after 8 years of being on it for life, after 8 years you can appeal to be removed. And obviously it's worked, because over 1,200 people have been removed. Out of that 1,200 as well, 11 were women, which, I don't know, that figure doesn't seem right to me. I think women are probably less likely to be prosecuted, probably, and arrested and charged, because I have no doubt that there are just as many sick women as there are sick men out there. Yeah, it's weird that, I mean, 11. Yeah, I might look at the real statistics on that. But yeah, let's not talk about statistics. So in the Liverpool Echo the other day, there was a story of this man, Daniel Campbell, his name is. He is from Widnes. He's 27, and he's been jailed for 6 years for sexually abusing primary school age kids. Now, primary school is usually between 5 and 11. So yeah. But he'll probably do half of that. So say that brings it down to 3. And then they'll probably release him early for good behaviour or something. As the, you know, they're all so good inside, aren't they? Also, well, I can't, I just can't get my head around it. I just can't. In 2016, he was jailed because he'd been caught abusing, I don't know what he was doing, but anyway, he was sent on, what was he sent on? A sex offenders course, where he ended up groping a man, and then he was jailed for doing that. That tells me that something is not right with this man. And if he is only 27 now, and he's already done all this, pardon me, then, and with the whole sex offenders, you know, life doesn't mean life anymore thing going on, you know, that's so frightening. It really is so frightening. Like, once you're off that, would that mean you'd be able to, like, you know, apply to adopt, or, you know, work in a school or something? I mean, I've got a criminal record for ABH, and I can't, I mean, and that was, how long ago was that? That was 13 years ago, and it was spent after 5 years, but I'd have to jump through hoops if they'd let me at all into school. Mad. And then the Judge Flewitt, said, "It's a shame he hasn't left sex offending behind him." Debate. Yeah. Thought he'd grow out of it or something. Honest to God. I swear to God. And then another thing that I had to go back and look up again, because I had it in my head, but I'd forgot really the details of it. But our government's former Home Secretary, Jack Straw, his brother, William, he was charged and sentenced. Well, I say sentenced, let's not say that. He was charged with sexually abusing a 16-year-old girl, and he admitted to it. And he was placed on the sex offenders register for 5 years. It's also interesting. It was under Jack Straw that allowed John Venables. Now, John Venables was one of two little boys, 2 10-year-olds, who in Liverpool, I think it was 92, 93, I know my mum was still alive, it might have been 92, killed 2-year-old James Bulger, and our law had to be changed so that they could be charged with murder, because I think our law might have been, I don't know, it weren't as low as 10 anyway, but it got lowered to 10 so that they could be charged. And Jack Straw let John Venables out of jail early. And then it turns out that, you know, the police find all this horrific child porn in John Venables' possession, and he was found, you know, put back in jail again. Anyway, back to William Straw, Jack Straw's brother. So, for pleading guilty to sexual abuse, the magistrate, literally, he had to sign the register for 5 years, and he was fined £750, and he had to pay £275 in costs. It's a little over £1,000. I don't think people realise the damage sexual abuse does to a child, you know, to a person. It absolutely destroys you. It can destroy your life, you know. You might end up with PTSD, you know, drinking and drugging. You feel worthless, like you're nothing. I mean, that poor girl, you know, was she thinking, is that all I'm worth? Just over £1,000. Not even that. It was £750 just for the act. This is not good enough. It's not good enough in this country, and it's not good enough in any. The amount of child abuse that goes on is just, you just would not believe it. And it's been going on for, oh my God, forever. It's despicable. Absolutely despicable. pisses me off. And then there seems to be a lot of TED Talks at the moment of people trying to campaign and make it so that being a paedophile isn't a crime. It's a sexual orientation, just like being gay or heterosexual. Well, that was a video of a young girl in Germany, a TED Talk in Germany maybe, campaigning, saying that. And there's tons. Go on YouTube and Google it. It's beyond me. It's beyond me. Don't get me wrong. They need help. They do, because not just paedophiles, but in general. But paedophiles probably more so, because it's probably the last taboo. And the problem is as well, I've came across a lot of cases where men, women, you know, whoever, you know, kids who are having these thoughts and desires and needs, and, you know, they're tempted to act on them, but you know it's wrong and you don't want to hurt the kid, and, you know, the heads are well and truly fucked, you know. I'm sorry, this is 17 minutes. You know, and you can't be given help unless you've acted upon it, which I think needs to change, because I think the less kids that need to be harmed just so that these people can get help is a good thing. But not in a world where, you know, it's all backwards. Anyway, I've got to shoot, go to the hospital, but any questions or anything? I'm sorry, I'm dead like uncomfortable doing this. I just feel I'm gonna cry any minute or something. It's a horrible subject to get into, it really is. It does me head in. It really does. Yeah. So every week or maybe twice a week I'll see what the news is up to. I'll do like these. They won't be this long ever again, I promise. I know long videos can really put people off, and they would me too. So they won't be this long in future. So if there's any questions or, you know, suggestions or anything, you know, just comment down below and I'll get back to you. And I hope you have a nice day. I'll see you soon. Bye.